the tough times in the industry at the moment are leading to particularly a lot of the Asian companies being willing to, in a sense, work alongside each other to identify and develop the most effective technologies. And we have a technology at the University of New South Wales that we've been developing for quite a few years, and it's been the type of technology that we've been able to fairly simply demonstrate to most of the largest cell manufacturers across Asia, and they've really liked the demonstration, and they've been willing to now team up together to fund our work at the University of New South Wales and be our industry partners to do the ongoing development and implementation of this technology. In the past, I guess, our research group used to like to develop a cell technology and then, license it to companies, whoever wanted to use it. This is quite different. This isn't sort of an entire cell technology. It is simply a process for improving the quality of the silicon, and it's something that looks like it's probably applicable to whatever type of solar cell that anybody's making. And consequently, when we offered to do demonstrations for all the cell manufacturers, regardless of what their technology was and regardless of what type of silicon wafer they were doing, in every case we were able to demonstrate to them that we were able to very substantially improve the quality of their silicon material compared to what they thought it was and their own measurements on that material. I'm not in a position to actually list the actual companies yet, although that will become publicly available in the near future. But we have most of the largest manufacturers from China, from Korea, Taiwan and Singapore. So we're fairly well represented right across the Asian region, and the companies at this stage seem to be very happy to work together and to fund this work. So I think one of the things that's helped bring it all together is the Australian government through the department called ARENA, that's the Australian Renewable Energy Association. They've offered to very generously fund this particular work, and they are very pleased that we have so many industry partners from throughout Asia. And so they're very generously funding the work, which I guess provides very nice leveraging for the funding being provided by the companies. This new technology does have a significant advantage in as far as it won't push the cost higher, and it does have the potential to increase efficiencies quite significantly. We're not sure how much yet. It probably depends somewhat on the type of technology that each particular company is using. Just very briefly, hydrogen passivation is something that's been well known in the industry and before that within the integrated circuit industry for decades. And we've always thought that we made good use of hydrogen, but we've only relatively recently realised that our previous attempts have been quite poor in comparison to what we now believe or know that we can do. And it's all about, for us, it's about controlling the charge state of the hydrogen when it's inside the silicon. And if we can control that charge state, then we can increase the mobility of the hydrogen by many orders of magnitude and increase its reactivity that enables it to more effectively passivate any defects or recombination sites within the silicon. And so it's something that will be applicable to everybody that's working with silicon, and it's something that can be implemented at basically no additional cost. We're expecting it to have an impact pretty much immediately on just existing cell technologies. It's something that we can kind of slot right in there at the end of processing for even existing cells. But I think to get the full potential of it, there will need to be some evolution in cell design, which our industry partners will be working with us on. And by evolutionary processes and improving the cell design, they'll be able to more effectively capitalise on the improvements in the silicon quality that this technology can offer. And I suppose another, important thing is that it's not just exclusive to the Asian companies, because a very important part of this is that we need some of the tools associated with the processing to be modified. And most of the world's leading tool manufacturers come from Europe, particularly Germany, companies like Meyer Burger and Schmidt, etc. And those companies are all wanting to work with us. They're wanting our industry partners to use their tools. They're wanting us to develop this new technology by using their tools and to evolve the design of their tools to be compatible with this technology. So we've been very lucky in having some of these big tool manufacturers actually donating tools to us for the use in this work, and then supporting us by making whatever design modifications are needed. I suppose when you look at it, the actual contribution each of the companies will need to make will only be about 5% of the actual research budget for this project. So we'll have something like about 10 companies, each contributing 5%, and then the government will be matching that roughly dollar for dollar, coming from ARENA, which is the Australian government. So I guess there's this 20-fold leveraging that the companies will be getting, and I suppose they would see the penalty that they would pay as the fact that they are then sharing these newly developed technologies with the other industry partners. But I think their attitude is that with how tough the times are, they kind of need to work together to improve efficiency and drive down the cost. And I think they also see that collectively they represent 10 manufacturers and some of the biggest, but there's a heck of a lot of other manufacturers out there that won't have access to this technology that they will have an advantage over. Although we believe our passivation technology will be compatible with everybody's technology, some people's technology is still better than others. And so although we think we can give a nice boost to everybody, some people will get a bigger boost than others, and some people inherently have a more efficient or superior technology than others. So there will still definitely be differentiation.